Hello, it's Andy here, and in this video I want to show you how you can use Google Translate for language learning and for vocabulary building. So I'd like to show you a way that you can use the Google Translate app to help you with creative language learning, and in particular if you're learning more than one language, this can really be a benefit and asset. I must say first of all though that not every language appears on Google Translate. So for example, I'm learning Kurdish, and Kurdish Kurmanji is on there, but not Kurdish Sorani, the variety of Kurdish I'm learning. It makes it difficult sometimes that languages aren't on there, but if we go back 10 or 15 years, it has improved so much, and there are many more languages on there now. So the other thing is you have to be careful with Google Translate. If you're translating a long phrase, it might not come out properly. It might come out as gobbledygook. And I found, especially with languages such as Hungarian or Turkish, sometimes the translation just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't translate in those languages. So anyway, I'm just going to use it for translating words for the time being in today's exercise. So what I've got here is an Arabic book, and I've just decided to revisit Arabic. I have learned Arabic before in the past. What I want to do today is I'm also learning Polish, and I want to go through one of these exercises in the book. So I'll just flick through this book so you can have a look. So it's got it's a very basic book, and I've got 7 of these, and for me it's like going over old ground. I've studied all this before. So in this book we've got some pictures of objects, and what I want to do is to practice my reading skills. I'm going to say them into Google Translate, and it's going to hopefully pick up my Arabic and translate it into Polish. Okay, so let's get Google Translate fired up. I'll do this on my phone so you can see how the microphone app works with Google Translate. So here's Google Translate app, loading up. And I've got it already set to Arabic to Polish. Some of the languages on Google Translate don't have the microphone, recording facility or voice recognition facility. Luckily, with the bigger languages, it does. And I found Google Translate quite a good way to practice pronouncing words. So especially with Chinese, when I was learning Chinese Mandarin, I would say something in here, and it would kind of recognize it or not mainly actually, but it's a good way to check your pronunciation. If it recognizes it, then it's a good indication that you're pronouncing it quite well. So let's have a go at this then. So I'm going to try the first one, which is a lion. Some of these I don't know actually, and some I do. So lion is aswad. Well, it's Assad. So let's have a go at this. Assad. Right, so it's recognised 2 of the letters correctly. So if you see here, it's actually picked up something else. So I haven't pronounced that very well at all, because the Polish word is down there, which is najząszliszły. I don't know what that is. So I could look that up in English, but the purpose of this exercise is to actually check my pronunciation, and also to learn vocabulary in 2 languages at the same time. Right, let's have another go. So I'm saying Assad. Assad. This time it's come up, see? So you've got Assad here and lev, which is the Polish word for lion. So I'll just turn the volume up, and you can hear. Yestu. So I missed off the u at the end of the Arabic, and then in Polish we've got
Lev.
Lev. So what I'm going to do is write in my book lev as the Polish meaning for lion, and later I'm going to transfer these into flashcards on Quizlet. So I'll have Arabic, Polish flashcards rather than using English. So I'm doing the next one down, which is barb, which is a door, or barble if you like. So let's have a go. Barb. Right, it's come up with Baba, which is father. So I've nearly got the pronunciation. I'm going to have another go. Barb. No, it's come up with Barber again. Let's try Barbu. 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 Barb. There you go. So barb is drzwi, which is a door. So drzwi. At the same time, I can hear the Polish pronunciation. So if I wanted to do this round the other way, I could change the languages around and say something in Polish and get the Arabic. So is there anything on here that I know in Polish? Sir. Oh yeah, so I could do cheese, which is sir. So let's have a go. Sir. Jabna. Yeah, it's come out right, Jabna. I actually wasn't sure if I knew the word for cheese. Ser in Polish, Jabna. So it works that way round as well. So there's cheese there. So I put ser. So these are all basic vocabulary things, but actually there's a lot here I don't know in Polish. So I'll go through those and make flashcards from them. So that's one way you can use Google Translate. If you just want to use it for the language you're learning, and to check your pronunciation, you can do that as well. So if I want to check, say, welcome in Arabic, like ahlan wa sahlan, let's see if it recognises that. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan, yeah. It's called witamy in Polish. Let's just change it to English so you can see welcome, yeah. So let's try a bit of Chinese. Let's try saying, I don't know, what do you fancy saying? I'm 59 years old. Right, let's say that. So 我19岁. It's come up as something else. It's come up as I ignore the age. So it didn't recognise me saying 我19, which is 59.
我59岁.
Similar. So you have to be careful in Chinese because obviously the tones, if you say something in a slightly different tone, I'm going to have another go. 我58岁. I'm 58 years old. And do you know what? I actually lied because I'm 59. But ba is easier to say than Joel. And then obviously, like if I kept getting it wrong, I would say I'm 58 years old and then listen back to the.
我58岁.
Keep listening back to that. I know it's not a perfect voice because it's a robot, but it does give you an idea if you want an instant sort of translation, an instant sound to go by. I've played games with this before as well. I had I work in the shop as a shop manager, and I had a volunteer who was from Pakistan, and her first language was Urdu. So I was trying to learn Chinese at the time, so I was saying things in here in Chinese and showing her in Urdu, and I was giving her tasks to do in the shop, but trying to think of how to say them in Chinese and then showing her them in Urdu. And then she was teaching me a little bit of Urdu back. So I don't really remember learning very much, but it was a good exercise and kind of a sort of social thing to do because it broke the ice, and I think she enjoyed the tasks more as well, rather than it being boring. And then she decided to start learning Mandarin. So I inspired someone to learn Mandarin, which is what it's all about. It's all about learning more languages and being able to speak with more people and opening up your mind to more cultures. So I hope you got something out of this video. I try to be creative with my language learning and try to use various tools and vary them quite a bit, because otherwise language learning can get a bit boring if you're just using the same old app over and over again, the same old book you're reading. I think you need to have a variety of input and output as well, and so that's what makes it interesting for me to learn languages. And I think that's why I think it's a good tool to remember vocabulary, is to use this laddering technique. So thanks for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.